What's up? What's up? So, old Katy Perry, here come here, you crying about because people question you going up on that blue space trip, which we don't really know where you went. I don't know where you went. And then you're crying because you can't get your old music career back because, first of all, you were overrated. He has some cute songs, but nobody cares about you bringing Dr. Luke back. Nobody cares about what you're doing in 2025. You were a relic to a lot of folks. You was popping in these streets 20 years ago, but that was a different era. You were part of the post Britney Spears fun popping, right when Taylor Swift was taking off and when Beyonce was in her peak and her prime and Rihanna was coming along. But that era then came and gone. Just like the shark at the Super Bowl when you gave that whack performance, and how you're paid more than 10, 15 million more dollars than Lionel Richie on America's Idol, I don't know. So Katy Perry's crying because she feels like no one don't love me and whatnot. I could have sworn, didn't Prince say something about the old being tired of her and Ed Sheeran getting played all the time on radio? I could have sworn it, and I understand it too. The insult that Billboard magazine is that her one album had as many hits off of it, or number ones, as Michael Jackson's Bad On, which is a travesty. Because Katy Perry does not belong in the same sentence or universe as no Michael Jackson or Janet or anybody like that that actually had a real career that counted, because Katy Perry has always been mediocrity. So she's crying about the people giving her a problem about her so-called space travels, and then they dissing her whack music. Well, you can't have it all your way. You had your time, you had your day. If Jennifer Lopez is still trying to get a hit 30, 50 years later, what thinks you anything special? By the way, you barely sing better than her, but I'll give you just a little bit. But you're stiff as a stage performer, and your audience has moved on, and it's time you go move on. You done made your money, and people are crying about how they didn't gotten dissed for taking the space flight in, just like Gail King, Fail King did. Well, let me tell you something. You got homelessness, you got poverty, racism, police brutality, etc., etc. Ain't nobody caring about your trips into the great beyond. There's people who could care less if you came back there or didn't, because you act like you're on another planet and you act like you don't understand why people are not feeling what you put out. What are we supposed to do with that? But this is what we have when people are still under this delusion that people are supposed to care about them and try to weep and like, well, don't you care about me? Why don't you feel about me? Because it's all about me, you know, and it's the problem. So that's what Katy Perry's about, and that's the problem. So, I looked at that mess. I thought, come on now, you can't possibly,